Oh my goodness, guys, I'm in the 5x5, staying alive here in actually Mexico. I'm actually in Mexico City right now. And man, I really think that the bottom has come in. We've seen some signs, especially from the ECB coming out, right, and saying something very critical that the bottom is in, basically. So I'm really happy that they came out with this news. I'm looking forward for it to show up in the Bitcoin obituaries, man. It's great news, man. When you see the mainstream media come out and hate on Bitcoin, hate on crypto, it's just, oof. Now we can probably breathe a sigh of relief that we're gonna start turning around here. It's not gonna be an easy road going up, I can tell you that much, right? It's gonna be a lot of bumpy rides, but eventually we're gonna get up there. All right, with that said, right, if you wanna trade, I'm gonna be showing you some cheap, some TA, we're gonna show you some news and so forth, rant about the news and all that good stuff. And also, if you wanna trade this, you can trade this on OKX.DaVinciJ15 and also Bybit.DaVinciJ15 and FOREX.DaVinciJ15. So you can choose any one of those exchanges, right? And trade this. Okay, so let's get into the charts, man, because wow, lots has happened. It looked like Bitcoin, right, was going to break down a little bit further, and nope. At least, you know what, if you remember the last video I did, there was a short trade. Now, I was waiting for it to break up above this level. Once it never got in my entry and it hit the target, which was into this wick, I realized, okay, I have to close my short entry because, hey, you know what, this is going to reverse, because it reversed on this candlestick and that was it. Nope, gotta get out. So I told all my subscribers I'm out, right? So if you want to be a subscriber and get this information before everybody else, make sure you head over to davincij15.com/login. You can just join our group, private group, where Eunice is actually a part of the group, and she's putting out some trades as well. So make sure you check that out. Okay. All right. Remember, you could trade this at OKX and win up to $10,000 in tokens. And just head over to okx.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Okay, what are we doing here, man? Bitcoin, it's like, all right, well, we're gonna break down. We create a bull flag, and nope, denied. Let's see if it stays above the 13 AMA, right? And on the 4 hour, if it does, we could see this thing roll up. I'd like to see it break above this support that it managed to hold for a little bit, which is the 17,174. Right now, we've held the $1740 support level very nicely. I don't want it to break down that below that. If we hold above that, that's a very clear sign that, hey, you know what, blue skies ahead. Also, another signal that this might be a reversal is that there's a lot of scam wicks. Here, let me just show you. This is a scam wick right here, right? Scam wick over here. Scam wick reversal. If we scroll over, you see scam wicks all over the place, allowing you to realize that, oh, wait a minute, maybe, just maybe, Bitcoin's bulls are stronger than the bears. So, with that said, we're going to look for some longing opportunities moving forward and see if we can catch this thing riding up heavily should the bulls kick in heavy and push this thing a lot higher, because that's a possibility, a distinct possibility. With that said, I really think if we go to zoom out to the daily, I really think that that this is in a ranging area. We're gonna still be stuck in a range, and so we could end up coming back all the way up to 20,000, and then failing and coming right back down to 17 just as easily in this particular range. It is a possibility if we do end up breaking above the 18.1. The 18.1 is a signal that yes, 20K is the target, but we have to break above that 18.1 before we can really say for sure that's what's going to happen. Now, for now, we can say, yeah, it looks like the bottom's in, right? But there's a lot of pressure here. You have to, of course, break through the next level, right? The top of the 17,400 to see us get to the 18.1. Okay. If you're interested in, automated trading, right? And you're watching here and you're like, you know what? I just can't do the trading at DaVinci. Well, this bot will do the trading for you. So check it out. There is a free version, but, of course, there's less profit in it for you if you do take the free version. You can see over here that this is what, you don't, if you want, you could tell them, hey, I want high risk, but this is what happens, right? You get these high risks and moving fast and hard, and then boom, die. So you got to be careful with the high risk on these bots, right? If you set the setting on high risk, do go with the recommended settings, and then it's the steady gains. All right, moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum, not that big of a scam wick, but it's still there. It has moved back down to the 13 EMA. It was a nice bounce off of the support level here. I was surprised because this was definitely showing that a lot of weakness, right? You can see the M's, right? Lots of M's, and once we broke this level here, once we broke this downward trending level, that was an indication that, hey, maybe we've got some power here, and that's exactly what happened. We broke that trend, the downtrend. And it didn't break down before the support of $1,222. It held that nicely, and boom, we're up here at the 1266 right now, but we got as high as the 1296. All right, and if you want to look for a long, I would suggest we go to the shorter time frame. It's too early for that right now on the short-term time frame. We got to wait for it to settle down before we actually get into a trade and see if we can catch a long, if it creates a nice little W pattern on the shorter time frame. That's all we can do right now. Now, if you want to take a long, risk long, because you want to hold it for a little while, maybe the Fibonacci retracements will give us a little bit of an indication. So you can see the 38.2. If we stay above the 38.2, you can see that there's going to be a reversal at the 1260. We have to hold the 61.8, of course, and if we don't, then we retest the 1222 level. So let's see what happens in the next little while. So if we're above the 38.2, that would be a nice signal to go along on Ethereum. Okay, so remember, guys, I do this videos live on my channel. I do this, and so that my subscribers get this information before you guys do it. So if you're interested in getting that, make sure you head over to DaVinciJ15.com and subscribe today, okay? Let's head over to the news and talk about what's going on with my news rant now. Binance's Bitcoin reserves are fully collateralized according to an audit firm, Mazars. Now, there's been a lot of controversy with this particular audit firm. They did audit the FTX as well, and and a lot of people are like have come up with some sort of like belief that, hey, you know what, they don't have the reserves, and I looked into it and it's like, yeah, they do. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated, the audit, and but they have some wrapped Bitcoins and stuff like that, and they do have the backing for those wrapped Bitcoins. So that's the key thing, right? Even though you don't, like, it looks a little like mysterious, but it's not. So that's the whole point. Right now, I would say that Binance is the safest exchange to go with right now. What I was a little concerned, I'll be honest, I was a little concerned about 6 months ago, but right now that concern has been alleviated, right, a lot, thanks to their their audit and the proof of reserves, right, that they've done so far. So yeah, good to know that Binance is at least one of the solid exchanges out there that has a lot of opportunities for you to long, short, and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, head over there if you would like to at binance.davincij15.com if you like. Thank you very much. Okay, Bitcoin could plunge 70% to $5,000. Standard Charter predicts in a possible 2023 surprise. Now, with that said, yes, is it possible? Yes, there could be some crazy event, right? Like, I don't know, Coinbase collapses, right? They pull the rug out of Coinbase because, I mean, Coinbase hasn't shown their reserves, right? So if they pull the plug on Coinbase, right, then yeah, there could be like a massive, crazy collapse down to low prices because, you know, I really think Coinbase doesn't have any of the reserves that they say they have. So I have no confidence in Coinbase at all, none, because they hold the grayscales Bitcoins, and they're like, oh, we're not going to show you that. Security issues. Okay. They're not going to prove reserves for a large number of coins. And I bet you, I haven't read the perspectives of Grayscale, but if it reads anything like Gold's perspectives ETF, where they're not responsible if the custodial doesn't have the Bitcoin, then they don't have the Bitcoin. 100%. 100%. All right. So just so you know, we just gotta find the time to read the perspectives for the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. All right. ECB says Bitcoin is on road to irrelevance amid crypto collapse. Okay, so Bitcoin's dead, right? They're convinced now that, hey, we've done it. They've done it. They've actually collapsed collapsed Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is actually 15% lower than its 5-year mark for the first time ever. It's actually 15%. Now I did tweet about that. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, do so right now. Well, first actually Chris was talking about it in the small chat group, and then, you know, he tweeted about it and I retweeted it. But he was saying that, yeah, this is unprecedented. Bitcoin is down to 15%, not 25%, sorry. And yeah, it's been this is the first time, this is in history, where every time you would be able to buy Bitcoin and actually 5 years later you'd be up. It doesn't matter what price you bought it at. This is the first time that hasn't happened. I think this time, if you buy now, the odds that we're back here are slim to none. 5 years. So you have the advantage. You have a huge advantage right now. So take advantage of some low Bitcoin prices, because you will be rewarded in the short term. Okay, so yes, I will be doing a video on Lisk, right? I posted that on the Twitter tweet. Yes, you know what? I was quite surprised, because I've never really looked at Lisk, and I was surprised at what they've done. Man, can't wait to tell you about it. Okay, let's head over to the Bitcoin obituaries, right? And see what the last one was. The last one was Bitcoin is on the road to irrelevance. Yes, it's dead. It's completely useless. A nice bottom call. Oh my God. Thank you very much for the bottom call. Oof. Gotta feel for the Winklevosks, because their exchange, right, owes almost $1 billion to its customers, thanks to funds that were stuck in the FTX collapse. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. That's so bad. They were gambling with customer funds probably as well. That's another thing that people are probably not sure of, right? Let's see what the news rolls out with Genesis over time. If they were gambling on FTX with customer funds, oh, not good. Not good at all. Hello. Well, we'll see as the time rolls out what is happening. Now, if you just read the headlines, legendary metal band Metalica warns fans against crypto scams. Even though you could say, well, yes, there's a lot of scams out there, right? But it breeds that, oh my God, you know what? Crypto's a scam, right? And so this is another indication of a bottom, right? But what they're really just telling people is that, hey, you know what? Watch out for fake people pretending to be me, right? Hopefully you don't believe anybody that pretends to be me in the comment section, because that's just ridiculous, right? And and that's all that is. But this is an example of what we'll see at the bottom, because the media is only about telling you stuff that you you should do or shouldn't do, right? They just tell you what they believe is correct, even though it's usually not correct. And 99% of the time, anything the media tells you, it's incorrect, right? And we have examples of that, right? We have a major example of that, right? The C19 is an example, right, of them telling you BS, right? So look out for that, right? Make sure you understand the media is not your friend. They're not here to tell you to buy Bitcoin at the bottom. They tell you to avoid Bitcoin at the bottom, because you know what? Their friends are buying. People who are paying them are buying. So why don't you buy ahead of them? Because Bitcoin's real. Bitcoin's going to be the money, and you need to have some when it does become money. Thanks for watching. Cheers, folks.